try to stay disciplined, even after promising yourself this time will be different, and still end up procrastinating again. You plan, you try harder, you tell yourself you'll change, and somehow nothing sticks. What if the problem isn't your willpower at all? In this video, I'll share 5 science-backed self-control secrets that explain why you keep failing and how to finally take control of your habits. I discovered this when I noticed something frustrating. The smartest, most motivated people I knew were still struggling with discipline. And it turns out research from psychology and neuroscience explains why. Self-control isn't about being strong, it's about being strategic. The real problem is that most people fight their own brain instead of working with it. And that's exactly why self-control feels exhausting and impossible to maintain. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop relying on motivation and start using science to stay consistent. Let's dive in. First, you need to understand this. Willpower is not unlimited. Now here's where it gets interesting. Most people believe willpower works like a muscle you can just keep using all day. But that's not how it actually works. Willpower is your brain's ability to resist short-term pleasure for long-term goals, and it runs on mental energy. Think of it like a battery that drains every time you make a decision: what to wear, what to eat, whether to focus or scroll. Research from the American Psychological Association shows that decision-making consumes real mental resources. This works because your brain is designed to conserve energy. When that energy runs low, your brain doesn't choose discipline. It chooses comfort. That's why you feel strong in the morning and weak at night. So what do? First, reduce unnecessary decisions. Eat similar meals. Prepare clothes the night before. Second, do your hardest tasks earlier in the day, before your mental battery drains. Third, stop testing yourself with temptation. If something constantly breaks your discipline, remove it. For example, instead of keeping junk food around to build control, don't keep it at all. And this leads directly to the next mistake most people make. You're fighting your environment. Most people don't realize this, but your environment controls your behavior more than your motivation ever will. Your surroundings constantly cue your actions. A phone on your desk silently invites distraction. A messy room signals chaos. Your brain reacts automatically without asking for permission. Studies from Stanford show that behavior is heavily shaped by visual triggers. This works because your brain is a pattern recognition machine. It follows whatever is easiest and most obvious. So instead of relying on discipline, you redesign your environment. Make bad habits harder. Add friction. Hide distractions. Make good habits obvious. Put tools where you can see them. For instance, instead of trying to resist your phone while studying, put it in another room. You're not being weak. You're being smart. But there's something even more powerful sabotaging your self-control. Your emotions. This next part is crucial because logic disappears when emotions take over. When you're stressed, tired, or frustrated, your emotional brain overrides your rational brain. You don't consciously decide to quit. You escape discomfort. Neuroscience shows that under stress, the emotional part of your brain hijacks decision-making. This happens because your brain prioritizes relief over long-term rewards. That's why you scroll, snack, or procrastinate even when you know better. So how do you regain control? First, pause before reacting. Give yourself 10 seconds. Second, label the emotion. Say, "I'm tired" or "I'm stressed" instead of "I'm lazy." Third, replace the coping mechanism, not the goal. For example, instead of scrolling when stressed, take a short walk or breathe deeply for 1 minute. Here's the key. Emotions don't need to disappear. They need direction. Now you might be thinking, I just need more motivation. That's the trap. Motivation feels powerful, but it's unreliable. Systems feel boring, and they work. A system removes choice, so discipline becomes automatic. You don't debate, you just follow the structure. Research on habit formation shows that repeated systems outperform emotional drive. This works because your brain loves predictability. So instead of waiting to feel motivated, you build systems. Attach new habits to existing routines. Lower the standard so consistency becomes easy. Track actions, not feelings. For example, instead of saying, "I'll work out when I feel motivated," you commit to 5 minutes at a fixed time, even on bad days. Thousands of people use this exact approach to stay consistent without burning out. But there's one final reason self-control keeps collapsing for you. You expect perfection, and perfection destroys progress. Most people don't realize this, but one small mistake often triggers quitting entirely. You miss a day, you feel guilty. Your brain labels the goal as painful and avoids it. Psychology calls this the what the hell effect. It happens because your brain prefers all or nothing thinking. It's simpler, so you change the rule, plan for failure, expect it, follow the never miss twice rule, reward recovery, not streaks. Instead of quitting after one bad day, you reset immediately. Imagine waking up tomorrow knowing that one mistake won't derail you anymore. Let's quickly review what we covered today. Willpower is limited. Your environment shapes your behavior. Emotions override logic. Systems beat motivation. Perfection kills progress. Remember this. Self-control isn't about forcing yourself. It's about designing your life so discipline become the default. You already have everything you need. The only difference between staying stuck and staying consistent is strategy. Don't wait until burnout forces you to change. Start with one small shift today. Remove one distraction. Simplify one habit. I promise you 30 days from now you'll thank yourself. If this helped you, hit the like button. Subscribe for more science-based self-improvement videos. Drop a comment telling me which part hit you the hardest.